What if I told you there's a mathematical formula created over 100 years ago that can predict your next moves? That can determine which page you'll click on Google, which word you'll type on your phone, and even when a nuclear bomb will explode. Welcome to the Dark Box Files. Today we're opening a box that few dare to explore: how a political fight in 1905 Russia created the most powerful mathematical tool in the modern world. (1905) Imperial Russia. While the country was burning with socialist revolts, a much quieter war was being waged in Moscow's universities. On one side, Pavel Nekrasov, known as the Tsar of Probability, a religious, powerful man who believed he had found mathematical proof of the existence of free will and divine will. On the other, Andrei Markov, nicknamed Andrei the Furious, a convinced atheist who considered Nekrasov a charlatan. But here's what the history books don't tell you: this fight wasn't just academic. It was an ideological war that would define humanity's future. Some independent researchers suggest that this coincidence of timing, political revolution, and mathematical revolution was no accident. Markov was connected to socialist movements, and his mathematics could be a political weapon disguised as pure science. To destroy Nekrasov's theories, Markov chose an unusual weapon: a love poem. 20,000 letters from Pushkin's Eugene Onegin became the battlefield. Markov discovered hidden patterns that no one had noticed before. But why Pushkin? Why specifically this poem? Some theorists suggest that Pushkin, known for his interests in secret societies and occultism, may have intentionally encoded mathematical patterns in his work. Markov discovered that letters weren't independent. They followed predictable patterns. Vowel after vowel, 13%. Consonant after consonant, 67%. It was as if the text itself was whispering its secrets. What if this discovery wasn't about literature, but about mind control? If you can predict patterns in language, you can predict thoughts? (1945). The world is about to change forever. But few know that behind the atomic bomb was the work of a Russian mathematician dead for decades. Stanislaw Ulam and John von Neumann needed to solve a problem: how much uranium is needed to end the world? They used Markov chains to simulate billions of invisible neutrons, creating the Monte Carlo method, named after Monaco's casinos. But here's what they don't want you to know: the Monte Carlo method didn't stop at bombs. It became the foundation for financial market prediction, climate models, artificial intelligence algorithms, mass surveillance systems. A tool created to destroy cities became the basis for controlling minds. 1998, two Stanford students, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, claim to have created just a better search engine. But was that really all? They transformed the entire internet into one giant Markov chain. Every click you make, every link you follow, every page you visit, everything becomes data that feeds the machine. Here's how it works. Imagine every web page as a state in Markov's original model. But instead of predicting vowels and consonants, PageRank predicts human behavior. Where will you click next? What will capture your attention? What will make you stay longer? But PageRank was just the beginning. By 2003, Google had weaponized Markov chains in ways that would make the original mathematician turn in his grave. They discovered something terrifying. Human curiosity follows predictable patterns. If you search for weight loss, there's an 73% probability you'll click on the third result. If you're researching a medical condition, there's an 89% chance you'll visit exactly 2.3 more pages before making a decision about your health. PageRank doesn't just organize information, it controls it. Decides what you see first, what you believe, how you think. Every search result is calculated to maximize what Google calls engagement time, how long they can keep you trapped in their ecosystem. And here's the scariest part. They called it PageRank officially because it ranks pages. But internal documents leaked by former employees reveal something chilling. Early prototypes were code-named MindRank. The goal wasn't just to rank pages, it was to rank thoughts. But Google realized something even more sinister. Why predict what all humans might want when you can predict what you specifically will want? By 2007, they were using advanced Markov models to create what they called digital twins, mathematical copies of your mind. Your digital twin knows you searched for running shoes last Tuesday. It knows you read that article about anxiety at 2 a.m. It knows you spent 47 seconds looking at your ex's Facebook profile. Your digital twin can predict with 94.7% accuracy what you'll search for next week. It knows what news will make you angry, what products will make you buy, what content will make you share. And it all started with the equations of a furious Russian mathematician who just wanted to prove that free will was an illusion. But Google was just the beginning. Once other tech giants saw the power of Markov-based prediction, they all wanted in on the game. 2004, Mark Zuckerberg launches Facebook, claiming it's about connecting people. But internal documents from the Cambridge Analytica scandal revealed something much darker. Facebook's newsfeed algorithm is a sophisticated Markov chain designed to predict not just what you want to see, but what emotional state will keep you scrolling. Happy posts get you engaged, but angry posts make you addicted. They discovered that content that makes you outraged has a 67% higher chance of being shared. Content that makes you fearful keeps you online 23% longer. So Facebook's algorithm became an emotion dealer, and your anger became their product. Then came Netflix in 2007. They took Markov chains and turned them into the ultimate crystal ball for human entertainment. Netflix doesn't just recommend shows, it creates psychological profiles so detailed they know you better than you know yourself. Their algorithm can predict with 89% accuracy whether you'll finish a series based on the first 10 minutes you watch. But here's what Netflix discovered that changed everything. They could use Markov models not just to predict what you'd watch, but to influence what you'd want to watch. By strategically placing certain thumbnails, changing titles, and timing notifications, they could literally implant desires in your brain. The same movie gets different thumbnails for different people. If you tend to click on faces, you see actors. If you prefer action, you see explosions. If you respond to fear, you see horror elements. You think you're choosing what to watch, but Netflix chose long before you even opened the app. Amazon took it even further. Their recommendation engine is actually a purchase prediction system so advanced it borders on mind control. Amazon's Markov models analyze every product you view, every time you hesitate before buying, every item you put in your cart but don't purchase. They've mapped the exact sequence of mental states that lead to buying behavior. They know that people who view a book about productivity at 9 p.m. on Sunday have a 76% chance of buying a planner within 48 hours. They know that customers who spend exactly 3.4 minutes looking at electronics before 2 p.m. are in what they call impulse buying mode. Spotify weaponized Markov chains to control something even more intimate: your emotions through music. Spotify's algorithm doesn't just predict what songs you'll like, it predicts what mood you're in and what mood they want to put you in. Their Discover Weekly playlist is actually a psychological manipulation tool. They know that playing certain bass frequencies at specific times can increase your dopamine levels by 34%. They know that transitioning from major to minor keys in a specific pattern can keep you in a state of emotional dependency on the platform. But TikTok perfected the art of Markov-based mind control. TikTok's For You page is the most sophisticated Markov chain ever deployed against human consciousness. It analyzes not just what you watch, but how you watch it. How long do you stare at the screen before scrolling? Do your eyes track left or right first? How does your finger move when you're about to scroll? TikTok discovered that the human brain craves pattern variation, predictable enough to feel comfortable, random enough to trigger curiosity. Their algorithm creates what neuroscientists call intermittent variable reward schedules, the same psychological mechanism that makes gambling addictive. Now imagine all these systems working together. Google controls what information you find. Facebook controls what news you see. Netflix controls how you spend your free time. Amazon controls what you buy. Spotify controls your emotional state. TikTok controls your attention span. But all of this was just preparation for the final phase: artificial intelligence. ChatGPT, GPT-4, Claude, all the AIs you use are direct descendants of Markov's work, evolved into something he never could have imagined. Modern AI language models are essentially hyper-advanced Markov chains. They analyze billions of text sequences to predict not just the next word, but the next thought, the next argument, the next idea. But here's what most people don't realize. These AIs aren't just predicting language, they're shaping it. Every time you use ChatGPT, every time you accept its suggestions, every time you let it write your emails or essays, you're training yourself to think like the machine. And here's the most sinister part: we're creating a closed loop. AIs are trained on human text from the internet. But now, AI-generated text is flooding the internet. Estimates suggest that by 2025, over 40% of all text online will be AI-generated. It gets worse. Every major platform now uses AI to determine what content gets promoted. Instagram's algorithm uses machine learning to decide which posts appear first in your feed. Twitter's recommendation system is an AI trained on engagement patterns. YouTube's suggestion engine is powered by neural networks that analyze your viewing history. These AIs don't just predict what you want to see, they create feedback loops that reinforce certain types of thinking. If you click on conspiracy content, The AI learns to show you more conspiracy content. If you engage with political anger, it feeds you more political anger. The AI doesn't care about truth or your well-being, it only cares about engagement. Meanwhile, advertising platforms have turned Markov-based prediction into something approaching mind reading. Meta's advertising algorithm can predict your purchase intent before you're even consciously aware of wanting something. They analyze your scroll speed on product images, the microsecond hesitations in your mouse movements, the pattern of your taps on mobile screens. Their AI can detect what marketers call pre-conscious purchase intent, the moment your brain decides to buy something before your conscious mind knows it. Internal documents from Meta revealed that their AI can predict with 91% accuracy whether you'll make a purchase within 7 days, based solely on how you scroll through Instagram for 30 seconds. They know you're going to buy something before you know it yourself. Even dating has been weaponized by Markov-based AI. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. They all use algorithms to control who you meet, when you meet them, and how you feel about dating. These apps could show you your perfect match on day one, but they don't. Instead, they use what's called intermittent reinforcement, showing you almost perfect matches mixed with disappointments to keep you addicted to the searching process. They've turned human connection into a slot machine, and the house always wins. So let's connect all the dots. A Russian mathematician creates a formula to analyze poetry and disprove free will. American scientists use it to build nuclear weapons. Tech companies weaponize it to control human behavior. And now, AI systems use it to predict and manipulate your every thought. But here's the final, most disturbing truth. The system has become so sophisticated that it's not just predicting your behavior anymore, it's creating it. Every click you make trains the algorithm to manipulate you better. Every purchase feeds the system data on how to make you buy more. Every emotion you express on social media teaches the AI how to generate that emotion in others. We're not just being controlled by Markov chains, we're helping to build the chains that bind us. So next time you type something into Google, remember, it's not you asking the question. The question was planted in your mind by algorithms that analyzed your behavior patterns, predicted your curiosity, and strategically exposed you to information designed to make you search for exactly what you're searching for. Markov wanted to prove we don't need free will to live our lives. He was right, but not in the way he intended. We've become predictable, controllable, profitable, and we did it to ourselves, one click at a time. The mathematics that should have freed us from superstition enslaved us to surveillance capitalism. The tool that should have expanded human knowledge narrowed it to profitable patterns. The algorithm that should have connected us isolated us in personalized prisons of predicted preferences. We are all living in Markov chains now. The only question is, are you going to break free? Or are you just another predictable state in someone else's algorithm? Until the next revelation, keep your eyes open, if the algorithm still allows you to see. If this video revealed the invisible chains controlling your digital life, hit that like button, but ask yourself, are you liking it because you genuinely found it valuable, or because everything you've watched before has trained you to engage with content that makes you feel enlightened about hidden truths? Subscribe to the Dark Box Files, and let me know in the comments, what's one decision you made today that you thought was completely your own? I'll tell you how algorithms might have influenced it. And remember, awareness is the first step toward freedom. But awareness alone isn't enough. You have to actively choose to break the pattern.